There is a question that, at some point, in the silence of the night or right after a devastating fight, you have asked yourself. It is a dangerous question, loaded with an almost childlike hope and a very adult pain. You look at that person, at the potential you swear you saw in the beginning, at the rare moments of sweetness that seem to contradict the cruelty, and you wonder, what if I love them enough? If I am patient enough? If I give everything I have, can I heal them? This doubt doesn't come from nowhere. It is fueled by centuries of stories, movies, and fairy tales that sold us the Beauty and the Beast narrative. The idea that a woman's unconditional love has the magical power to transform a monster into a prince, to melt a frozen heart, and to humanize someone who has been hurt by life. You believe he is just a wounded child, that no one has ever truly loved him, and that you were the chosen one for this sacred mission of redemption. But despite all your effort, despite you transforming into a perfect version of yourself to please him, his transformation never happens. On the contrary, the more you love, the more he seems to despise that love. The more you give, the more he demands. And the prince never appears. Only the beast grows larger, hungrier, and more uncontrollable. In this video, we are going to dismantle this fantasy, not to take away your hope, but to give you back your sanity. We are going to look at the psychic architecture of the narcissist and understand, once and for all, what your love actually does to him. And the answer will be counterintuitive, painful, but absolutely liberating. My name is Lauren Mitchell. My purpose with this channel is to show you that the problem was never you, and more importantly, that you are not alone. If this video resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. I'm counting on your support. If this video touches your heart, I invite you to check the link in the description. You will find an ebook created with great care to help you reframe what you've been through, strengthen your self-esteem, and recover the you that was stolen from you. Let's describe where you are right now. You probably feel like a human battery that was plugged into a machine that never turns off. In the beginning of the relationship, you felt like your love was working. During the love bombing phase, he seemed to drink from your affection, like someone dying of thirst in the desert. He said you were the only one who understood him, the only one who could see through his armor. Those words were the contract you signed without reading the fine print. Right there, you took on the job of savior. From that moment on, every toxic behavior, every silent treatment, every veiled criticism was justified by you through the lens of his trauma. He acts like this because he suffered as a child, you think. He's afraid to open up because he's been hurt before. And so, you double down. You love louder to compensate for his silence. You become more understanding to compensate for his rigidity. You become a therapist, a mother, a nurse, and a punching bag, all wrapped into a romantic partner. But something strange happens. Instead of gratitude, you receive disdain. Instead of healing, you see an escalation in abuse. There are moments when it seems like he enjoys watching you suffer for him, as if your tears were the ultimate proof of the devotion he demands. And just when you are about to give up, exhausted, drained, and without an identity, he gives you a crumb, a moment of lucidity, a tearful apology, a perfect weekend. And you think, see, it's working. Love is healing him. This is the cruelest trap of all, because what you are experiencing is not the progress of a cure, it is the cycle of an addiction. You are trapped in the hope that your kindness is contagious. You believe in the law of reciprocity. If I give gold, I will receive gold. But in the world of narcissism, the economy is different. You are giving gold and receiving lead, and the predominant feeling you carry today isn't triumph. It's an overwhelming mental confusion. You feel guilty for not loving enough to fix him, without realizing you are trying to fill a bucket that has no bottom. To understand why your love doesn't work as a cure, we first need to decode how the narcissist translates the word love. When you love someone, it means connection, vulnerability, exchange, and mutual growth. To you, love is a bond. To the narcissist, love is a resource. Imagine the narcissist is an engine that cannot generate its own energy. He needs constant external fuel to keep his ego inflated and his false identity running. This fuel is what we call narcissistic supply. Your love, your attention, your adoration, and even your pain are just forms of supply. When you offer unconditional love, trying to heal his wounds, he doesn't feel emotional gratitude. He feels power. He looks at your dedication and doesn't think, wow, what an incredible woman. I need to get better to deserve her. His unconscious thought is, I must be a god to have someone sacrificing themselves this much for me, even when I treat her badly. Your love validates his grandiosity, not his need for change. If you love him unconditionally despite the abuse, you are, in fact, signing a permission slip. You are telling him, your behavior is acceptable. I'm not going anywhere. The narcissist doesn't see your sacrifice as an invitation to heal. He sees it as a guarantee of impunity. This is why the cure never comes. Why would he change a strategy that is working perfectly for him? He has the best of both worlds. He can act on his most selfish and cruel impulses and still have you there, standing firm, trying to love him even more. Your love is not the medicine that fights the infection. Your love, tragically, has become the sugar that feeds the EOA bacteria. He uses your empathy as a tool to manipulate you, exploiting your willingness to understand his side, to escape any accountability. Here we enter a deeper and darker layer. Have you ever noticed that the worst attacks, the cruelest devaluations, or the coldest discards happen right after a moment of great intimacy or connection, right after a day when you finally seem to be getting along? This is not a coincidence. The narcissist operates based on a false self, a mask of perfection, strength, and invulnerability built to hide a true self that is full of shame, envy, and emptiness. Genuine love, the deep love you try to offer, requires intimacy, and intimacy requires masks to fall. Intimacy requires seeing the other person as they truly are. To the narcissist, being truly seen is terrifying. It is an existential threat. When you get too close with your healing love, you are getting too close to his hidden shame. Your love acts like a bright spotlight pointed at a monster that lives in the dark. His reaction isn't one of relief. It's one of aggressive defense. Furthermore, the narcissist despises weakness, and in his distorted mind, the human need for love and dependency is a weakness. When he sees you loving him unconditionally, giving of yourself, forgiving the unforgivable, he doesn't feel respect. He feels contempt. He projects his own fragility onto you. He looks at your kindness and thinks, how can she be so weak? How can she let herself be treated like this? Paradoxically, the more you try to heal him with sweetness, the more he feels repelled, because your love makes him feel like he owes something. It makes him feel dependent, and the narcissist hates depending on anyone. He needs to be in control. If you are the savior, it implies he needs to be saved, which puts him in an inferior position, and his ego will never allow that. So, he needs to attack the savior. He needs to devalue you to reestablish his superiority. He punishes you for trying to love him. We now come to the hardest point to accept, but it is the point where real liberation begins. The belief that love can heal is based on the premise that narcissism is just an emotional wound that hasn't healed. We tend to project our own psychological structure onto them. If I were hurt and received love, I would get better. Therefore, he will too. The fatal error is this: pathological narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder, is not just a wound, it is a personality structure. Imagine you are trying to run a highly complex emotional software, empathy, remorse, reciprocity, object love, on a computer that simply doesn't have the hardware for it. Neuroimaging studies show structural and functional differences in the brains of people with severe narcissistic and psychopathic traits, especially in areas related to effective empathy and emotional regulation. It's not that he chooses not to feel empathy the same way you do. It's that the capacity to emotionally connect with another person's pain is often atrophied or non-existent. You cannot love someone into developing empathy. You cannot love someone into developing a moral conscience. These are structural features that form very early in human development. Trying to heal a personality disorder with affection is like trying to heal a broken leg with poetry. The tool, love, is beautiful, but it is the wrong tool for the problem, pathology. Healing requires deep introspection, the ability to say, the problem is me, the willingness to face devastating toxic shame, and years of specialized therapy, something the narcissist rarely seeks, because the disorder itself prevents him from admitting anything is wrong with him. His defense mechanism is denial. Your love does not break that denial. Often it strengthens it, because you shoulder the emotional burden for him, allowing him to keep being exactly who he is. The love that heals is one of the most beautiful and dangerous lies we tell ourselves. It keeps us trapped, trying to solve an impossible equation, hoping our kindness will compensate for someone else's disorder, accepting that your love cannot heal a narcissist is not a failure of your ability to love. On the contrary, it is the recognition that your love is too valuable to be wasted on an abyss that will never be filled. You need to understand that beauty never saves the beast in real life. In real life, the beast devours beauty, destroys the castle, and blames beauty for the mess. The only person this intense, dedicated, and healing love can save is yourself. Imagine what would happen if you took all that energy, all that patience, all that understanding and strategy you dedicated to deciphering and fixing him, and pointed it all at the mirror. Imagine if you loved yourself with the same ferocity with which you tried to love your abuser. Healing doesn't happen when he changes. Healing happens when you stop waiting for him to change. Healing happens when you realize that your mission is not to be a grown man's rehabilitation center, but to be the guardian of your own life. Letting go of his hand isn't abandonment, it's survival. Your love is powerful, yes, so powerful that if used correctly, it will pull you out of the situation and give you back the life you deserve. Use that love to save yourself. Feel free to leave your story, your vent, or even a suggestion for the next video topic in the comments below. Access the link in the description to check out my ebook and the benefits of being a member of this channel. Click on the suggested video on the screen to continue with me, and remember, you are light. Never forget to shine.